So this is part 2 of Pythagorean brain balancing, and it's called Ancient Egyptian Mathematics Computer Binary Code. And what I've got there, I think, is a better connection to how the ancient people were thinking of mathematics combined with music. And this ties into my previous talk on Pythagorean brain tuning or balancing, and so serves as part 2 of that talk. Pythagoras' cult was about mathematics and music combined, and you can see this more clearly from ancient Egyptian mathematics. Pythagoras introduced into ancient Egypt mysteries, hence where he's getting this information from. The way that the ancient Egyptians dealt with mathematics is how we would now recognise as computer binary code. So this site tells you about ancient Egyptian mathematics. The information comes primarily from 2 long pampas documents that once served as textbooks within scribal schools. That was in ancient Egypt. So we've got fragments of information about how the ancient Egyptians dealt with mathematics. And this is the ancient Egyptian numerical system. These symbols represent numbers. And this is also another number system notation they used. So the ancient Egyptians, when they were doing mathematics, they would do multiplication by the method of doubling. For example, to multiply 28 by 11, one could construct a table of multiples of 28 like the following table. So we're dealing with Egyptian mathematics in the way they did it, but we're using our mathematical notation. So 1 times 28 is 28, 2 times 28 is 56, 4 times 28 is 112, 8 times 28 is 224, and so forth. So what you're going is from doubling 28, and then that number, you double that number, and so forth. Then the several entries in the first column that together sum to 11, e.g. 8, 2 and 1 are checked off, and that gives you the answer. So you would take from that column the numbers 224 and 56 and 28, and that would give you the answer 308. And that would be 11 times 28. If that's not too clear, we'll try doing it again in a minute. And so from this article, it asks the questions: is ancient Egyptians the original computer scientists? It says, using a method of doubling and halving, ancient Egyptians based their multiplication and division on the same binary system that is used today in modern computers. Like today's computer programmers, ancient Egyptians knew that all numbers can be expressed as a power of 2. This is the same approach rapidly executed by computers. So we look at another example of multiplication by this method. Consider multiplying 4 times 64. First, you create a column of powers of 2 for that. So powers of 2, you start from 1, then it's 2, 4, 8, 16. And you put in that left-hand column. then you construct another column where you convert 4 into binary. So 4 in binary is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and that's 4 in binary, and that starts means you have 0 1s, 0 2s, but you got 1 4. You should then write a column for doubling 64. So on this far right column you got 64 doubled, and 1 times 64 is 64, and you double it and that's 128, and you double that number 128 again and you get 256, and you double that number again and you get 512, and so forth. And so on. And as per shown above, you want to take 1 unit of 256. So 4 times 64 is you're taking 256 from those columns. If you go, you don't want any 64s, it's 0 times 64, 0 times 128, but you want 1 times 256. And that gives you 256. 4 in binary is 1 0 0, and that tells you you want to take 1 of that 256. Making use of binary number system over 3,000 years before Leibniz introduced it to the Western world, ancient Egyptians pioneered the mathematical approach that is now the basis for modern computer systems. So let's now count to 7 in binary. So you've got 3 columns. The left column is 4, the middle column is 2, and the right column is 1. So 0 0 equals 0, 0 0 1 equals 1, 0 1 0 equals 2, and hopefully you can follow that. And so eventually you get down to 1 1 1 in binary is equals 7 in decimal. In music we have octaves, that is counting from 0 to 7. So in binary, counting from 0 to 7 looks very natural. It's counting binary from 0 0 0 to the number 1 1 1. Thus more connected with numbers in this counting system with musical notes. So this is how music is written. You go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and that is counting from 0 to 7. So ancient people weren't learning mathematics the way we do it. It was more in keeping with how computers deal with mathematics by binary, and more in connection with music. The doubling process of ancient Egyptian mathematics also connects to the theory that the universe is a process of doubling its size, and I refer you to this website by Bruce Camber, who points out we live in a mathematical universe. Then, thank you. Cheers.